opportunity, and he sponsored this entire event. And thank you for the food. Dangerous from give him a big round.
Thank you.
Remember, we really talk, introduce each other, get to know each other, because that's what it's all about. That's how we're gonna have strength. So I want to introduce from Chicago, Dangerous.
Hey, dangerous. He's dangerous.
Gotta watch out, you're dangerous.
Those ones that got is good, you know? All the time. So just briefly here, just want to kind of tell you the backdrop of Dangerous. Somebody not even from this country. I remember growing up in Jamaica, you know what I mean? From a kid, 8 years old, 9 years old, you always used to dream big. If you could only make it to foreign, the dreaming of the cars, you would get the house and how your life would be. You know what I mean? We come from Jamaica, right? So I finally get the chance to come to America now. You know, by the way, when I was young, I used to think foreign was in the clouds, right? Up in the clouds, because I used to always see the planes go in the clouds, so I thought that was what foreign was. So I finally got the chance to come to this country. They used to go to school if you want to be rich or well off or stable. So I went to school, wasn't good in high school, didn't study anything. So when my life started to get serious now, right? I saw that I needed to better myself. I decided to go to college, right? My first year of college, they told me, Mr. Brown, if you don't get a 3.5 GPA, we're going to kick you out of school. Because that's how terrible I was in high school. So for the first time in my life, I decided to be serious at school. So in college now, work really hard. And I worked so hard, I got all A's and got the dean's list.
Wow.
Alright, so before that, there was nothing but D's in class I didn't care about. Sometimes even F's, because I didn't care. So got to college now, work hard, dean's list. Okay, where's the money now, right? So at the time it was engineering. So I decided to be an engineer. Okay. Mind you, I wasn't good in maths and things. So fast forward now, became an engineer, started studying hard. And you know what I mean, with my background and thing, we didn't try hard, and I was surrounded by, I guess, people who were well off, more than me, more established, had great opportunities. So struggle, graduated by the white from my teeth, very thin line, graduated. So I started working. I graduated in a recession, 2008. Okay, kids, 2 car note, 2 kids, daycare, mortgage, graduated in a recession. Okay, so fast forward now, work for multiple companies. I've worked for Ford Motor Company. I work for pharmaceutical. I work for merchandising companies. I've worked for plastics. I've been there, done that. And I can honestly tell you, for all my years in foreign and when I was dreaming from a kid till now, that this is the best opportunity I've seen. And I say it convincingly and wholeheartedly. And I've tried different business ventures. I've tried Amway, I've tried Legal Shield, anywhere, because I've been dreaming from a kid, okay? And this is the opportunity that I've seen where it works. You know what I mean? Nothing in life is easy, right? To wake up every morning is not easy. To brush your teeth is not easy, okay? But this is the simplest thing, and I can tell you it works, you know? So with the music, I met my partner here, Courtney. He introduced this opportunity to me. And within my first week, over $1,000 within my first week, which funded a trip to Jamaica, which I even met you there, right? You were in Jamaica, right?
The awards.
Right, the award show. So,
so that money they pay your trip?
So my point is, it's just a fantabulous opportunity here, and this is just the beginning. First and foremost, like cell phones are microwave. If you're not first at the dinner table, when something's taking off, you're not going to be there to see it rise. I know this opportunity right now is so ripe and so early that not a lot of people is involved right now. And I can tell you, if you guys decide to learn more about it and join, really just commit yourself to it, the opportunity is endless, you know. So with that being said, here's my partner Courtney.
Okay, thanks, Courtney.
I know my voice is kind of gone, but after listening to that introduction of himself, I don't even know if I want to stand here and speak. I would prefer listening to the engineer. But it's a pleasure being here, guys. My name is Courtney Panton. I live in Chicago, where Dane is from. Dangerous is his stage name. So don't get it, he's a bright boy, but Dangerous, he rap and sing and these ain't no Jamaicans. They say every Jamaican got 10 jobs, right? Well, him got 15. So I have Dane a lot of respect for him. I've been seeing him for years, so I kind of take it back a little bit. And I promise you, if you listen to me for the next 30 minutes, because I don't want to keep people long, this is not no meeting where you come and get bored. Anyone in this room, if you really, really want to change your life financially, and you listen to what I'm going to tell you, and you log on to that, I think it can happen for you, because we're expanding here in New York. But I am a musician like him. That's kind of how we met. I used to play on cruise ships for years. I traveled around the world. I do have a band in Chicago now called Indica Reggae Band, if you've ever seen it anywhere. I'm the band lead, I play bass. I still play. They're playing tomorrow and the day after. I've played for every major artist that came to Chicago, from Gregory Isaacs before he died, to Luciana, to Richie Spice, to Christopher Martin, to Wayne Wonder, to who's the latest artist I played for recently? Who I played for? Who? DeMarco in Minnesota. I met DeMarco. I played for Calypso Rose. I played for, countless of other big artists. I played for that. But what does that really mean financially? I mean, artists come from Jamaica, get 10 grand, you get $300, $400 to go back to your house. That's a joke. So I'm not knocking the music. It has got me, I've met a lot of people. But here's what happened and how we got to here. I worked for Coca-Cola. I was an account manager at Coke. I personally just don't like corporate. I don't like corporate America. That's just me. I like to get up when I feel like. I like to control my own time. I worked 3 days this week. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I didn't do much yesterday because we had to prepare for this trip, and now I'm here today. I made $1,600 this week working 3 days with what I'm going to show you. That might not be a lot of money to a lot of people, but how many of you would love a $1,600 in 3 days? Right now, on top of what you're doing now. I'm not saying stop what you're doing. So what happened was this. I've been in network marketing before. This is not network marketing. I love network marketing, but it's kind of one of those things that will kind of beat you out a little bit. So I made it to the top of my last company that I was with. I made it to the top. I had reps all over the country, all over the world to a degree. I'm one of those guys that you see, they say if you make it to the top, you get a car. I did that. I got a 750 BMW that the company was paying for because if I do something, I'm going to be serious about it. But that was so difficult looking back now. So I was burnt out 2 years ago. So a friend of mine called me and said, Courtney, I want to take you to lunch. And he wanted to recruit me in another network marketing company. At that time, I had 1,700 team members, and the company was just going in the wrong direction. I didn't want to have nothing to do with network marketing. But I know the industry that my friend was in. His name is David Bosley. So we were at lunch at, I forget where we were sitting now. So I said to him, I was just making a joke. It's 2 years ago. I was making a joke. I said, man, if you give me $2,000 a month, I'll come work with you. And he said, I can do that. That was January. I said, there's a company launching in Chicago. They're out of Indianapolis, but I'm going to go to Indianapolis tomorrow. When I come back, I'm going to let you know how much the company will offer you to come do some work with me. Sure enough, he came back the next week and he said, Courtney, not only can I offer you $2,000, I can offer you $4,000 a month to come and do this business with me. I still wasn't sold on it, but I sat down with him, he convinced me. And it was in the business of life insurance. Now, my mom was a pastor in Jamaica. My mother she was coming from church 7 years ago. 7 years ago, she was coming from church. You probably heard it on the news. On Washington Boulevard, she stepped off the church bus and a car hit her dead on the spot. My mom, 7 years ago, she was a pastor. Now, at that time, we had no insurance at all. So me, I got one brother, one sister, three of us. We had to come up with 16,000 United States dollars to bury my mom in Jamaica. So we flew home. I was home the next day in Jamaica. She got hit. My daughter's birthday, I was home the next day, and it was devastating. But we had no life insurance at all. So that kind of piqued my interest when his brother said, we do life insurance. How many of you have insurance on your car if you drive? You have life insurance, you got car insurance, right? And if you're on a home, you have homeowner's insurance. Don't you think the most important thing to insure is your life? So a lot of people just don't know how big that was. I didn't know until that happened, and we had to scramble to find the money. So anyway, I went to work with David Bosley, $4,000 a month, but I had to go sell some business. I learned the business. I got licensed in Illinois. I got licensed in Minnesota, got licensed in Texas, and now licensed in Florida too. So, but at that time, when I was with that company, they wanted us to find people that wanted to pay $400, $500, $600, $800, $1,000 a month for insurance, and I just couldn't find that clientele. So, at that time, I was still playing music. A friend of mine, I was meeting with him to get that deposit, and he said, Courtney, I was with my friend Jason. He had no idea what I was doing. He said, Courtney, what do you do? I said, I'm in life insurance. He said, you need to talk to Curtis. I want you to follow this story because it's kind of just makes so much sense. Curtis is a Jamaican guy who lives in Michigan. Curtis drive to my house. At that time, I said, Curtis, I just sold 5 policies this month. I'm doing well. That month, I think I probably made some good money. Curtis said, we do that in one day with the company that I'm with. So he drove to my house, and when he showed me his deposits, I said, I'm in. And I got started. Now, this was better to me. Now, this insurance I'm going to tell you about, we're now catering to seniors. This is a little bit different. They wanted us to sell $300, $400, $500 policies. It was very difficult. It paid well, but it was hard to do. So he came and showed me a way now that we have this type of insurance now. It's called final expense or burial insurance. Now, he told me I can now, the company I was with first, I couldn't get, if someone had high blood pressure to a degree, or COPD, or diabetes, taking insulin, or the pacemaker, the company I was with before would never take them because they would have to pass a medical for them to get insured. Curtis told me I can get someone right now that has a pacemaker in their heart, almost dead, insured right now. I didn't believe him. I said, prove it to me. So we went to my friend's house. My friend was at the time, Errol, he was 60, probably about 66, I think, at the time, 2 years ago, guy. When I went to Errol T, he's my friend, he's a singer, and he had a pacemaker in his heart. I never thought about getting him insurance with the first company I was with because they wouldn't accept him at all. It's not even a thought because he was wearing a pacemaker. So Curtis said, I'll get this man insured right now with the company I'm with. So we went to Errol's house. I am not lying to you. He took out one sheet, and then I had signed up with this company right away because one thing with me, if it makes sense and I can see through it, I don't procrastinate. Then on the other hand, he took 6 months to get licensed. I didn't even know it was so serious, but now he's doing it. So I got started with Curtis immediately with this company. We went to Earl's house, guy with a pacemaker. We got on the phone with a company that would insure him. It literally took 20 minutes to do the application over the phone. And at the end, I hear them say, congratulations, Mr. Stewart. You're insured now for $10,000. His premium was about $73 a month because he's up there in age. $73 a month he's going to pay. His daughter's going to get $10,000 if and when he should pass. You guys know that all of us will have to leave this earth, right? So that's where the insurance comes in. It takes the burden off of your people. So $73 a month, RLT's got a $10,000 policy. 2 days later, I got a deposit in my bank account for $563. That was it for me. I saw this man get a guy with a pacemaker insured, and I got paid $500 the next day. Guess what? RLT still paying that insurance policy, and every month, every single month, he paid that policy and got a small percentage. So I didn't know how lucrative this thing was. This is so serious. So let me tell you about our company and why we're here, because we're expanding. I'm going to show you a little bit. I'll talk about it more. I do have a projector, but you can't see it. I'll talk through it. It's kind of helping me a little bit. So the name of our company is North American Senior Benefits. We're a brokerage firm out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's a little bit north of Atlanta. We've been around since 2012. North American Senior Benefits. Let me see if I can move it. Next one. I'm coming. All right, here we go. Okay. So we've been around since 2012, but we teamed up with one of the oldest insurance companies in the country called the Milner Group. The Milner Group got started in 1866 in Athens, Lawrenceville, Georgia as well. They were insuring firefighters, police officers, and teachers. In 1957, they transitioned and started focusing on those type of people. I had to talk about RLT, people that could not get insurance immediately, and the people that couldn't afford it. We just figured out a way how to get them immediate day one coverage. So since our inception in 2012, we've just been around 7 years. We got an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. And so what we did, we went to some of the top insurance companies in the country, and we partnered up with them. So I'm going through this really rapid now. Trust me, I won't be here no more than 20 more minutes. I don't know if you can see that some of these companies. So we aligned ourselves with some of the top state-regulated insurance providers. Companies like United or Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, America, Gerber. Some of the top companies, we teamed up with them to provide insurance to our people. Now, why is the people between 50 and 85? That's our target market. We're looking for people. It is the most perfect thing. Nobody, you will never ever run out of people to talk to right now. You know why? There's 10,500 people that are turning 65 every day until the year 2035. They're called baby boomers. Between 1946 and 1964, there were 1 billion kids were born in America. They're called the baby boomers. 1 billion people. End of World War II. People, I guess they were depressed, they were having sex. 1 billion babies. That's the truth. That's how it goes. Between 1946 64, that's the baby boomer generation. You look pretty young. What's your generation now? Generation X? What's the new generation? X. Okay. So you have these different generations. The baby boomers is the biggest market. So when the baby boomers came around, there were 1 billion kids. Imagine if 1 billion people doing something, it's huge. That's how Gerber baby food became so big, because at that time baby need food. 1 billion kids go, Gerber get big. When they became in their 7 and 10-year-old, shouldn't bicycle get big because kids want to ride. Then Ford Motor car came out when kids are in college now. So the baby boomers now, they're in their getting to be 50, 60, 70, 80. They want life insurance. They have a need that we have the solution. It is crazy, folks. So these companies are providing this life insurance for these older people. We're talking about people in their 20s and 30s. We have products for them as well. But our main market is the seniors, because there's so many of them, and they all fall into one of 4 categories. Every senior you run into in New York, in New Jersey, in Connecticut, in Virginia, wherever it's supposed, in these areas, when it comes to life insurance, number 1, they either have no insurance at all, and they need it. So you think, if someone is going to pay a premium of $50 a month, which one sounds better? Pay $50 a month, and then when you pass away, your family get $20,000, $30,000, or come up with $30,000 when you pass away. It's easier to pay $50 a month, $60 a month, $70 a month, $100 a month, whatever the premium is. So those people fall into one of 4 categories. Number 1 has no insurance at all. I'll show you how to sit with these people, because we have a lead system that they're looking for us. It's crazy. So number 1 has no insurance. You can go provide that deal for them. Number 2 is paying too much for too little. Listen to me. When you see Colonial Penn on TV, that's a joke. I'm not bashing a company. I'm just going to give you facts. So number 2 is paying too much for too little. So I just replaced a policy the other day. The lady was paying like $100 a month for $7,000. I got her to pay $80 a month for $12,000. It's easy. It's an easy replacement. So number 2 is paying too much for too little, and we can take them in and put them in a better position. Number 3 person is in the wrong type of insurance. So all these baby boomers now, people in their 50s and 60s, they're in the wrong type of insurance. Let me give you some examples. So it creates a tremendous market for you. I'm going to give you some real numbers in a minute. Anybody want to see the money? I show it to you, because I don't care. People like to say network marketing. They like to say we can't show the money. That's a lie. They ain't showing it because they're making it. So listen to me now. Most of these people that these seniors, they're in your families, guys. Your grandmother, your mom, your dads, your uncles. They're in the wrong type of insurance. Don't know it. Let me give you some examples. Let's talk about a company called AARP. You heard of AARP before? I am not saying they're bad. They provide member benefits. One of the benefits they provide is life insurance. But they're not a life insurance company. They use New York Life to underwrite their policies. But here's how AAR policies work. Most of them, 90%. The minute you touch age 65, the premium goes up. It goes up again at 70, it goes up at 75, and at 80 they drop you. So imagine someone paying this insurance for years and think they're going to be okay, but they live past 80. And all of a sudden, 80, the policy is done. So now if you're 80, your policy is done, you can't get life insurance. Now it's going to be very difficult and very expensive. And who knows what health issues might kick in, and you might not be insurable. So I'm telling you, if they have these policies, we'll show you how to go in and replace it, educate them, and replace the policy and put them in something better. Why? Because we're dealing with some of the top state-regulated companies. These are not state, all of them are not state-regulated. Colonial Penn, how does that work? You see it on TV, $9.95 a month. Colonial Penn, someone call it, as long as you're between 50 and 85, that person will get that insurance. But what most of them don't know, they're not fully covered for 2 years. So when they get that $10,000 policy or $20,000, if they're paying $50 a month, they have to live 2 years first before that whole $10,000 kicks in. Now, if they're paying $50 a month and in 10 months they pass away, all their benefits is going to get is $500. 10 times 50. All the money they paid in plus 7%. So that's what Colonial Penn work. So imagine, and they're usually more expensive than the like the Mutual of Omaha, the Transamerica, because those are premier companies.
Globe Life. You're familiar with Globe Life. Globe expires